Hi everyone, welcome to video 2 of the Ante Post bets for 2019. After making a 40% profit in 2018, I thought I'd put some more bets up. So the first bet was put up about a week ago now. It was on top of the game, any race market at 5 to 1, £60 to win. I use a mythical bank of £400. I like to give bets, I don't like to talk about races and all the horses that are running. Everybody does that, so I like to put some bets up. Hopefully they make a profit again this year, but I'll give you a bit of reasoning behind the bet. So the first bet was put up, the reasoning for that is in the first video. I'm not going to go back into that. I'll go back through that bet. It's currently 4 to 1, it was 5 to 1, now 4 to 1. So the second bet is going to be put up today. It's in a Gigginstown horse, trained by Noel Mead. It's run 2 good races this season. It won the Troytown Chase. The horse is 2A per me. It won the Troytown Chase, as I said. That was a handicap over 3 miles. It ran really nicely that day and then ran over 2 miles 4. Just got up on the line to beat Sub Lieutenant. Got a little bit outpaced, but then stayed on really strongly late in the race to get up. I think strongly ran Ryanair would be its best bet, but the horse is entered in 3 races at the moment. This is very common at the moment. A lot of races, trainers won't pin their colours to the mast, give you what the real target is, and because I want a run for my money, if they change their mind and go for the Altum or the Gold Cap, I'm going to go in the any race market again, which is the only useful market at the moment. Far too many horses are being switched after the fact. Classical Dream as an example, everyone thought it was going for the Supreme. Now they're saying the Ballymore, probably. But if you back that for the Ballymore, it could still switch back to the Supreme if anything happens to the other horse that they've got in the Supreme. So it's far easier just to back in the any race market. You're getting slightly below the odds for the race you think it'll go for, but at least you're going to get a run for your money. So 2A per me. He won't be a big bet. He's only going to be a £20 win and a £10 each way bet. Now that'll return £38 if he places in the first 3 at any race at Cheltenham, and it'll place £488 if he wins. So he'll be the bet. I'm hoping he'll go in the Ryanair, and if he does, I think he has a very solid chance in that race. A better run race over 2 mile 5 on a more galloping track should suit him perfectly. He's had a good season so far. His owners sponsor the race. They won it last year with Balco de Flo. Of the opposition, Monolith may not run. He's 50-50 to go. May go in the Gold Cap. He'd have a solid chance. He's had a good preparation. Other horses in the race, Waiting Patiently is an extremely good horse, but he had a tough race. Only 18 days before he'd be having to go to the races again. Horses that produce mammoth efforts for me are horses to be opposing if they run very quickly, because I think it takes a horse a few weeks to get over a run, especially when it's a very big run, and I wouldn't want to be with Waiting Patiently for that reason. He's a good horse, but he's not for me coming off such a short break and a big run like that. The 3 Willie Mullins horses, Min, I'm not sure he'd stay in a strongly run 2 mile 5 race. He'd be the classiest horse in the race, but I think he'd go for the Champion Chase. Footpad is not a horse that I've ever taken to, even though he won last year's Arkle. It wasn't a very good Arkle. It was run to suit him because the other horses cut their own throat, and he's just not a horse that I'm particularly enamoured with. I think he needs very soft ground, and I'm not sure he'll get very soft ground. It'll be good to soft, but it won't be like last season's festival. Undeso is going to be 11, and though he's run well in the race before, I'm not prepared to be backing an 11-year-old at only 6 or 7 to 1, so he's not for me. And so I think 2A per me going in this race wouldn't go off much more than 8 or 10 to 1. We'd have 14 to 1. I think he'd have a good chance, and that's why the bet's been put up on him. Now, you'll be seeing tips flying around for horses all over the shop at the moment, and a lot of them are being capped for just because they've been mentioned on preview evenings. So just be careful when you're hearing all this information about horses. That are they really going to tell you what their real big plots are? I'm not so sure they would. Anyway, like I say, it's a mythical bank of £400. You bet to your own means, and I want to stress that you should be backing the horses that you fancy, and that this video should just be what I fancy, and if you like the look of it, then if you have no other fancy and you want to have a small bet, then that's fine. But I'd always recommend that you back your own horses and your own fancies. Nothing worse than watching a video of someone else backing that horse and then your own one that you fancied winning. So stick to your own selections, I would say, but obviously take on board what a lot of people say and make a decision from there. But anyway, thanks for watching the second video. I'll hopefully have some more bets out by about Thursday or Friday next week, and then a couple on Sunday before I go. So the bank stands before the race, before we started at £400. We've now placed £100 of that. £60 win, top of the game at 5 to 1 in the any race market with William Hill was placed 6 days ago, and today £20 win, £10 each way, 2-way per me, 14 to 1 any race with William Hill. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'll get back to you as soon as more bets are available. Thanks again. Bye.